started.
Seen a fair few players struggle with the smash from that end of the court, but of course it's a lot tougher in the evening when the sky is dark like that. You've got it really does affect your depth perception. He was committing himself to the cross-court pass, but then realised that it wasn't that far away from him coming down the middle.
30.
Tommy making sure that he at least makes this one. Lost his balance completely there. You can see him just leaning. Oh, he lost his footing actually.
Haas change the ball. Left center service line. Ball is called in. Ball stands. 30. Mr. Haas has 2 challenges. Game. Djokovic.
Always nice and difficult conditions to hold your opening service game. Let's talk specifics, Robbie, about the possibility of an upset this evening if Haas is to beat Djokovic. What specific areas of his game does he need to excel in?
Every one, I think, starting with the serve. A fair few free points on the serve would make a big difference. So, you know, I think 70% plus would have to be the serving numbers as far as the first serve percentage is concerned. Look to dominate with the forehand, do as much damage as possible. Use the backhand for some good variety. Change it up with the backhand down the line. You know, to beat Novak, it has to be that good. We saw Del Potro play some scary ball last week. But the one thing Tommy won't be, and that's intimidated, stepping on this court to take on the world number one. No challenge. Well long.
That's the difficulty, isn't it, for anybody that takes on Djokovic? He returns so well, he makes you play so many balls, so few cheap points.
I guess the blustery conditions are going to help Haas somewhat. I think it always favours the better ball striker when the conditions are really good. Tonight they're a little blustery, so it's a big leveller.
Having said that, though, Djokovic has excelled in Australia, hasn't he, where it can get very breezy, and he's got a good record here. Very blustery down the years in this part of the world as it is this evening.
1 game on.
So, again, there's not much of an advantage to be had there. Djokovic well used to playing some good ball in Miami. But that's a nice start. 1-1. Of course, this is the very reason why Haas is still playing the game, to get on a big court like this, take on the best in the world, show him what he's made of.
30 love.
Former world number 2. Very, very difficult, wasn't it, for the likes of Haas and Nicola Kiefer. Both have excelled throughout the courses of their careers, but following in the footsteps of Boris Becker and Michael Stich wasn't easy in Germany. Very high standards.
And of course the German public as well get used to Steffi Grafting so well. So again, it just raises that level of expectation even further.
Yeah, it's a rough world you're living in when you get to world number 2 and you're viewed as a bit of a failure.
Oh, what a good shot.
Yeah, it really was. Perhaps the volley should have gone back behind, but I love the tactic and how quick he was to move forwards. But all the best volleying coaches will tell you, if you go cross court with the volley and you don't hit a winner, then of course you do open up the angles for your opponent. Line and lob are on. If you go back behind, hold your position, it becomes tougher for them to hit a winner.
Djokovic.
Serving intelligently so far. He's made 82% of his first serves,
Djokovic.
9 of 11. Always helps,
2-1.
especially in difficult conditions. And that allowed him to hold 2-1.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a cool contest. Listen carefully. Put your hands together for our international airline sponsor, Land Airlines and Canada Airlines, both part of the LATAM Airlines group. On night number 3, the person that is cheering the loudest to show their love for LATAM in South America will win 2 round-trip tickets in Miami across from Miami to South America. Let's make some noise. 1, 2, 3, let's go! Our super cameras are looking for you. If you're making lots of noise, you are going on Miami Haas from Miami to South America, courtesy of LATAM Airlines. All right, 5 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're going to announce the winner in just a few minutes.
Time.
Day 5 of our live coverage, chasing it alongside Robbie Koenig. 4th round action we've been enjoying throughout the course of the day. Players looking to secure their safe passage into the quarterfinals. And of course we know 7 players that have already done so. These 2 vying for that final spot. Winner of this match will take on Gilles Simon, Frenchman beating Janko Tipsarevic earlier today.
talking about how difficult it was for Haas to follow in the footsteps of the likes of Becker, Stick and Steffi Graf. I guess it's pretty tough in the Agassi household when you've got 8 majors under your belt and you haven't won the most Grand Slams in the family.
Yeah, distinctly second best. Agassi, of course, has won this tournament more than anybody else. He always played well in the wins, brought his targets in, not much of a take back, not much of a follow through, so good control of the ball, good footwork.
Yep, 6 times Andre won here.
He always returned so well, didn't he? Low ball toss on the serve, that always helped. Good kicker on him.
And also spent a number of years in Florida, just up the road at Bollettieri's.
Haas. 2 games all.
Yet to drop a point on serve, the German, and posting some good numbers as far as that first serve percentage is concerned. Robbie, you suggested it had to be at least 70, perhaps 75, even 80%. It's almost 90% at the moment. And of course, that's one of the reasons why he's been able to hold so comfortably. So we'll keep an eye on that number as the match progresses.
Looks out from here. 15 love. Por favor, un poco de respeto por los jugadores. Gracias.
Really good tennis. Great dig from Haas to get that penultimate shot of Djokovic's back in play. Nice injection of pace there. But, watching the ball and very smartly moving up the court to get the job done at the second time of asking.
That's what makes Novak so tough to play against. His up the line shots. Changes direction on the ball seamlessly. You can't see it coming at all. The disguise is wonderful.
Just enough spin on that. Dipped inside the baseline.
13, 15.
Yeah, not nearly enough width on that approach. Not a fan of it anyway. You've got to go inside out more often than not. I think if I had $1 every time I said that, I'd be a wealthy man.
You'd have one of those yachts in the harbour here, wouldn't you?
But it's mind-blowing to me that coaches and players don't realise how dangerous that approach is.
I know. Vast majority of points are lost when you implement that pattern of play.
His good friend, Dusan Vemic. Hits a lot with Novak these days, so warms him up before the matches. Any drills that need to be done, he's there for his boy.
He's dressed appropriately, isn't he, this evening? Did his due diligence. We'll look at the forecast this morning.
30, 14.
There's his girlfriend. She too wrapped up nicely. So a chance here then for Haas. First break point for either player. Big boost for Haas. That's having served very well so far. He's also able to get the first break of serve. So testing the top seed currently with a 3-2 lead, first set. Haas has made an excellent start to the last match of the day here on Stadium Courts. A break to the goods with a 3-2 lead. And of course here looking to extend that further still. The second time in Haas's illustrious career he's reached the fourth round in this particular tournament. And so back in 2001 as well, many moons ago. Djokovic, of course, at that stage was just 13 years of age. To retire in the fourth round incident in that year, was up against Agassi at the time. That's one of Haas's favourite shots, that. He usually executes it really well.
Slightly into the wind from that side of the court, so it's a good play, but he knows he's got to hit it good because of the wheels that Djokovic possesses. Of course, we've spoken about the effort required in order to win tonight, to beat a world #1. He's tried on a few occasions, has Haas, but only one win against the world #1 throughout the course of his career. He's 1-13. And, we'd like to know who that win came against. Jason and I, you can let us know via Twitter @RobKoenigTennis. Just a one win for Haas over world #1. Who was it?
Didn't really do enough for the approach there, did he? Gave Haas time to get set up. And of course, his backhand is outstanding when you give him time.
And he middles this one. One step, just cranked it down the line, but gave himself some good margins there. It wasn't too close, so even if Novak did get that ball back in play, Haas would have been ready for the next one.
Quality serving. Nice variation. And he does indeed extend his lead. 4-2 now, first set.
And of course, it has to be a person who was world #1 at the time, not a former world #1. So let's just be clear about that. As far as the Haas's lone victory was concerned. So good. Great pattern of play as well. Given that he's ahead in the game count, go after the second serve. Keep applying the pressure. And of course, again, we said he's going to need some good all-court tennis, and he's done just that.
Nice forehands from Djokovic there. Good feel on the ball. Haas just floating those slice backhands a little too much. Sometimes you hit it a little lower over the net, a little shorter, with a little bit more angle. It's tougher for an opponent to hit aggressively off it. So you've got to get the balance right.
He's got it! Tommy Haas is everywhere! He's covering a lot of real estate, but he's coming out on top.
15,
Great anticipation.
13.
Wonderful movement. That'll get the ticker going.
Shame. Gotta make Djokovic play there. Didn't miss by much, and it did have spin on it. It would have been tough volley to make because it was dipping all the time. But you can understand the frustration. Another big point here. Terrific forehand from Haas, but again, Djokovic making the mistake of going cross-court with the volley and not hitting a winner. And then, of course, it becomes so difficult. You've got so much court to cover.
30,
Great
40.
anticipation from Haas, and everybody hits that shot so well these days. Chance for a double break here.
Thank you.
Again, quality of the backhand outstanding. Djokovic continues to come in, but he's had no success at all, really, in the forecourt. He's only won 2 of 10 points there so far. So it's Haas who leads 5-2, first set.
Well, he's hit a couple of backhand passing shots up the line. Then he goes for the dip across court. As soon as he hits it, he knows it's good. So the options are very limited for Novak. It's got to be the drop shot or the half volley drop shots. Of course, he's racing up the court to put pressure on it.
That's the key, isn't it? As soon as you've hit that shot and you realise you've made it, you have to move up the court, because even if Djokovic then attempts to half volley the ball deep. You can take the ball out the air, or you can move back. You've got time. But if you stay planted on the baseline and don't move forwards, and then he hits the dribbler, you lose the point, and it's so frustrating. Haas, of course, has got so much experience to draw upon. Playing really well at the moment.
Well, the movement's been good, and it's needed to be good, because when you're playing against Novak, you're covering a lot of real estate across the back of the court. A lot of dynamic movement needed. Then you've got to race forward. Then you've got to have a little bit of agility. So that rally had everything in. Lateral, forward, and some agility. And of course, he's covering a lot more court than Novak, but he's earned his keep big time. Up a double break.
Love 15.
Oh, it's just completely off the boil tonight. It's 11 unforced errors now for Novak.
Hello. To suggest that Haas is varying his ground strokes beautifully. Good use of the slice backhand, mixing up the pace, changing the contact points. And of course, changing his tactics as well, throwing in the occasional serve and volley variation when stepping up to the line has been outstanding. He's made a high percentage of first serve, so he couldn't really have played much better. Still, though, Djokovic certainly could have done. More of the same. This has been an outstanding set of tennis from Haas, who of course is almost 35 years of age. He's rolling back the years this evening. Here he is, 2 set points. A fantastic set of tennis from Haas. Taking him just 28 minutes to wrap up the opening set against the defending champion and top seed, 6-2.
Well, I think this stadium court crowd is stunned. Well, it's a double whammy. Haas has been the top of his game, serving really well. I mean, he's not losing a single point behind a second serve. How good's that? 6 of 6, 10 of 13, 1 on the first serve. Perfect when coming forward, and 2 of 2 on break points. It's not often that you're going to see those kind of numbers, and defending his serve so well that Novak can't even fashion a break point. When was the last time that happened in a set for the world number 1? 2 of 10 points, 1 in the forecourt, and not very effective behind his first serve. So it's all Haas. 28 minutes, 6-2. Can it continue?
Love 15.
First couple of games in this second set could prove absolutely crucial. Djokovic will be well aware of the fact that he needs to raise the level of his game. The challenge for Haas, of course, is keeping the quality of his tennis at this exceptionally high level.
Love 30.
Unforced errors, 9 of which have come off that forehand, which historically has always been the weaker of the two ground strokes. Good tennis, really nice variation. And lovely contrasting styles to admire when watching these two go toe-to-toe. Wonderful slice backhands there from the German. Good footwork too.
Yes, especially have a listen, everybody at home, to the feet working overtime, the squeaking of the court as they make those small adjustment steps. Getting themselves into the best possible position so they can hit the most aggressive shot.
Djokovic in trouble now.
Yeah, normally the base level of play is like the previous point. He normally gives you nothing.
That's what makes him so strong. On any given day, you know what to expect from him. It's so difficult to beat, but hasn't been the case so far. 2 break points. He's only made 1 of 5 first serves in this opening game. And that's a double. So the top seeds' woes continue in the early stages of set number 2. Haas leads now by a set and a break.
And he's going to have to continue serving well. Look at the serve direction for Tommy thus far. When he's gone out wide, hasn't lost a single point. Those are the green balls, of course, all the points won. Just the 3 points that you see there, lost all the blue balls. So more of the same. You've got to try and remember and be aware that that's the pattern that's working well for you, and stick to it. See if there's some sort of response from the world number 1.
Try doing their level best now to get behind the top seed and the defending champion. I'd love to see this match turn into a really meaningful contest. Important service thing, this, for Haas.
Well, I asked you who Haas's lone win came against. Which world number 1 at the time was it? And of course, it was Andre Agassi back in 1999, 13 years ago, Grand Slam Cup. Beat Andre in 3 sets on that occasion.
game's panning out beautifully for Haas. It's so nice when you can hold comfortably, having just broken. Piling the pressure on Djokovic. Superb variation. And a quick hold. Sarah's nice and animated, as always. Our Emirates ATP rankings fast fact. Haas finished last year as the oldest player in the top 50. At number 21, knocking on the door of the top 20. What a terrific effort that was.
He's piling it on. Tommy Haas looking indestructible. But everything's working. This one perfectly weighted over the backhand side. Keeps Novak on the move. Shot selection playing to his strengths.
He's keeping a good depth too. So important when your opponent's trying to find a way back into the match. He's not allowing Djokovic to do so, keeping him on the defensive all the time. Djokovic was the 14-1 favourite coming into this match at the beginning of it. Some pretty decent odds on a two-horse race. Those odds obviously will be a little shorter right now.
Novak will be hoping for a Zenyatta-like finish. I don't know if he's reaching for the whip just yet.
Not quite.
13-15.
Better forehand from Djokovic, but he's offered the opportunity to be a little more aggressive, because for once Haas just dropped that ball in too short. Again, there's the length. It's served Haas so well. What I've liked about the performance so far is it just shows you don't need to hit the cover off every single ground stroke to be effective, even against the world #1. There's been some lovely variation from the baseline, particularly off the backhand. He really has used that slice shot so intelligently.
And he did so against Djokovic as well, in very blustery conditions. Put on a clinic there on how to play tennis in the wind. Fair to say, of course, that he's a decent wind player.
Advantage. Djokovic.
terrific return. Again, lovely combination of pace and depth.
Use.
Djokovic has found it very, very difficult to get into a rhythm this evening. That's one of the main reasons, the variation we've seen from the back of the court from Haas.
Can you believe it? He's missed it.
Is he missing that because his record at the net is so poor? Haas has passed so well off that wing this evening.
It's definitely going to influence him, no question about it. He wants the approach shot to be really good. But he's just hit the forehand poorly in general.
Point for a double break.
Not sure it's the right shot.
Djokovic was looking a little tight there on the forehand, wasn't he?
He was giving the dull follow through a couple of times. Around the neck, around the head, excuse me. Put an asterisk next to that one. It could be a major plot point in the outcome of this match. Break point to go up a double break.
It's such a difficult shot to execute well if you don't hit it perfectly. So easy for your opponent to gain the upper hand in the rally as Djokovic did there. Oh, he's got a little greedy again with the target.
Use.
It's been a battle on serve, no question about that. This game is monumental.
Another superb rally from Haas, full of good things.
You know, when you start well in the wind, it makes a big difference as well. Novak hasn't found his rhythm, and he struggled. Tommy did early on, and the wind is affecting him a lot less than what it's affecting Novak.
Time violation, warning, Mr. Djokovic.
Opportunity for a double break. Chose that shot there. A little slide across court was on. It would have allowed him back into the rally. A couple of times that perhaps he's panicked a little bit at game points. Let off for Djokovic. Back to deuce. Great recovery shot that. Whenever you're under pressure, you always want to try and go cross-court, get some height, which gives you the depth, gives you time to recover, plus makes life so much more difficult for your opponents. Wonderful shot selection there from the German. Utterly dominated the match so far from the back of the court. And a third opportunity here for a 3-love lead in set number 2. Good quality second serve, that. Gutsy.
Likes that serve every now and then when he's down break point. He goes big up the middle on the ad side. Caught Haas off guard.
Average second serve speed this evening, 86 miles an hour. That one, 106. So really did put his foot down there. Easily the longest game of the match.
Djokovic.
Of course, the longer it is, the more importance it assumes.
Game.
That's a good hold. Gotta like the body language too. He still believes. Haas had his chances there. Unable to make the most of them. But the German still leads 2-1, second set.
Yeah, no.
We had exchanges over 10 shots.
I will tell you.
If you tell me before and you give me warning, I will not say a word. But please don't.
I know. We went over so many times. I don't have a chance.
I know.
You know, Novak, I always tell you. I always tell you normally.
Novak just looking for a heads up. That's all.
But that's what the warning is, right? Doesn't lose the first serve. Doesn't anything. It's a warning.
Okay, you're right.
Time. Thank you. Place already. Thank you. Por favor. Gracias.
So Haas with a break, 2-1, second set. That, incidentally, is his 24th point on serve in the whole match. Djokovic has played the 23 on serve in this second set alone. Shows you how hard he's had to work when stepping up to the line. There's that approach again, and same end results.
Here do we start billing? That's the big question. Got to come in inside out, especially when the ball is low. I can understand it occasionally when it's sitting up nicely and get a bit more penetration through the court, but not when it's that low. It's been a good game, especially
40 love.
given what transpired in the last game. We had all those break points to go up a double break.
Against arguably the best returner in the business, Haas has been utterly dominant on serve so far this evening. Yet to face a single break point. And leads 3-1 in the second.
And of course, Jason, he supplemented that great serving with some great variation from the backhand side especially. We can see him slicing it 55% of the time, both cross court and up the line. Of course, then a couple of toppy backhands. Those are the yellow balls. Good depth. So it's been a good all-round performance. We said that was imperative.
And it's disrupted Djokovic's rhythm, hasn't it? His contact point has had to be varied throughout the course of the match.
Press there, knew it had to be good because he was coming in on the backhand.
It's the combination of the way that he's used slice backhand, and then whenever he's got a forehand, most of the time he's gone cross court to the Djokovic forehand. And that's a shot that's let the top seed down this evening. So as far as game plan's concerned, Haas has been spot on so far. The execution's been perfect too. Had a nightmare at the net tonight. It's 4 out of 14 points only that have been won. Just panicking here on that.
Yeah, that's a failing grade.
I mean, that's, you get a letter to your parents, don't you? 4 from 14.
I'm 100%, yeah. 30-15.
I love the move from Haas there. Once he'd gone up the line with the forehand, Haas moved into the centre of the court, and the corner of his eye, Djokovic must have seen that. That meant the backhand had to be a little better, a little lower. And he missed it as a result. Had Haas retreated, and Djokovic could have just simply rolled the ball in high and deep and continued the rally. Nice move forwards. The problems persist. The top seed. What can Haas do here? Wonderful serve. That's a big one out wide, given the conditions this evening. Break point quickly snuffed out.
that he's missed on the deuce court.
A little anxious, perhaps.
Djokovic.
That's great anticipation from Djokovic. Good hands too. Holds, managing to fend off yet another break point to reduce the arrears to just a single game. Haas still leads 3-2, second set.
Haas leads 3 games to 2.
Oh, this is good stuff, isn't it?
Time.
Our live coverage here on day 5 of Sony Open Tennis continues. 4th round action, last match of the day here on Stadium Court, and what a match it's turned out to be. Veteran German Tommy Haas leading by a set and a break against the top seed and defending champion Novak Djokovic. What's your gut feeling, Robbie? Is this break going to be enough for Haas?
No, I don't think it is.
Up 15.
If you're joining us for the first time, wherever you are, it's worth reminding you that twice Haas has had opportunities to go up a double break. 2-love in the second set, and in the previous game at 3-1.
Last 13.
Those in the Djokovic camp sensing that there's a chance here. This is turning out to be the first really poor game on the serve from Haas in the match. Focus seems to have been lost. Unforced errors coming thick and fast. 3 break points. Djokovic breaks. First time of asking. And it's game on. here in the second set. Previously, he was hanging on in there at the skin of his teeth. Now, right back in this second set. Big challenge for Haas here, maintaining his belief, as well as making sure there's no real hangover after dropping serve there. To remain in the present. He would have taken this scenario at the beginning of the match for sure. Set up 3 apiece in the second. So that's what he's got to tell himself. He's got to play mind games. It's a much better volley. Too often this evening, Djokovic has gone into the open court with the first volley, not hit a winner, and paid a heavy price for doing so. Not on that occasion.
Yeah, gets his eyes down to the level of the ball here. Nice, slow, good dip of the knees. Just asks a question, nothing more.
Left for service.
I'm worried the hangover that Haas might have is not so much from losing serve, but not converting the break points, Jason, to go up a double break.
Well, how quickly things can change. It's 11 consecutive points that the top seed has managed to win. He's turned things around beautifully midway through this second set. He now leads 4 games to 3. How quickly things can change. Exactly 9 minutes and 20 seconds ago, Haas had a point for 4-1 double break here in set number 2. Since then, it's been all Djokovic. Now has a slender lead. An awful lot of pressure now on this particular service game. Change in shirts, obviously hoping for a change in fortunes too. Attempting to wrestle the momentum back from the top seed. percentage just dropping ever so slightly, 60% here in the second set. Remember, in the first set, up in the 70s. Aided by that one just skidding off the baseline a little bit, forcing Djokovic to make contact just a little late.
15.
More like it, hitting with better purpose now from the baseline.
Yeah, he's got a bit of confidence and making much better contact with the ball in the wind now.
40-30.
He's been fighting it for the last, what, 50 minutes or so. Just come good now.
Box.
Haas knows how important that hold was, just to get back on level terms.
4 games all.
It is a nippy one this evening, coldest I've ever been here in Miami. So tennis, drama, excitement on offer in this particular match, particularly here in the second set. Has warmed the hearts of the tennis fans in attendance.
Love 15. All.
It's 2 in a row. Forced the slice and then a simple backhand pass by his standards. That's why he's so frustrated.
Well, he made shots like this every single time in the opening set, didn't he?
Perhaps should have stuck to his favorite one down the line that he's been hitting so well, especially early on.
That's more like it. Valentina's up late tonight, isn't she? Supporting Dad. Why not? Treat. She looks wild too. too, doesn't she?
It runs in the genes.
She's got the Haas Foster genes there. Oh, he's missed it. Another superb rally from Haas, full of wonderful variation, but Djokovic has missed so many of those shots this evening.
Just again trying to bite off a little too much.
30-14.
27th for Stera. Break points. Well, in this second set, he really hasn't played the important points particularly well, it has to be said. Additional tension in the arms cost him dear as far as execution's concerned. That's incredibly cheap.
And there are smiles. It's because of all the shanks that Haas is making that are going in, especially after the return of serve.
Exactly how he feels.
Question for service. Yes.
One. Catching the back. Okay, Mr. Haas challenge the call. Left near side, what is called it?
Haas going head-to-head with Mohamed Layani. He should know better.
First service.
So uncharacteristic. Type of unforced error, nothing on the return really. Now, can Haas play a really good point here? And it really matters.
Thank you.
He's done it. Constructed the point beautifully. Gets the break. And he will now serve for the match. 5-4.
Haas leads 5 games to 4. Mr. Haas has 2 challenges remaining.
Well, this is incredible stuff. Great response after having all those breakpoint opportunities to go up a double break. Then there was a big momentum switch when he went down 3-4. But a good gamble here when he comes in, because the approach shot isn't a great one. But of course, you've got to take into account a number of things. The wind's blowing. Novak's not confident. He just goes over the middle of the net, hoping that Haas is going to miss, but Tommy's leaning to his left, expecting the pass there. Makes the volley so much simpler.
Hasn't come in that often, but he's been so effective when doing so this evening. That's 6 of 7 points won in the forecourts. So this, the ultimate test of Haas's nerve. Floridians getting right behind their man. Of course, Haas has lived here for much of his life, serving for the match. Beautifully done.
He'd love to have that one over, wouldn't he? Just be a little bit more authoritative on this second volley.
15.
Great anticipation from Novak. One step ahead.
Brilliant, sensational hands.
And so brave to come in after losing the opening point in this game. Backed himself. And it was the right play. He couldn't hit a winner there. He had to look for the two-shot combination.
15 all.
To make sure he gets the necessary elevation.
All the best volleyers in the world have superb control of the racket face at full stretch. Another loose forehand. Too many of those this evening. It's a 19th unforced error off that particular wing.
30.
The grand total of 30 for the world number one. That's a superb combination. What a game we're seeing here from Haas. Full of courage. Steely determination.
14-15.
2 match points.
Tantalizingly close.
14-13.
He's done it! Victory for Haas! Through to the quarterfinals here in Miami for the very first time in his career at the expense of the top seed, the defending champion and the world number one. A winner in straight sets, 6-2, 6-4.
And that's why sports is the best form of reality TV, right there. For just the second time in his career, he beats a world number one. He was off his game, and we said that would have to be the scenario. He was going to have to be a little bit off, and Tommy was going to have to redline his, and that's exactly what happened. And it was a great all-court performance. We said that Haas was going to have to serve well. He did. The variety from the backhand side especially was outstanding from the back of the court. Topspin, slice, he came in well. So many positives for him.
It was such an intelligent performance, wasn't it? The use of the slice backhand, the variation from the baseline. And then, having had so many chances to go up a double break in the second set, when Djokovic came back at him, he held his nerve well and really did finish very strongly indeed.
First serve percentage was a little lower than what I thought it might be, but how well he defended that second serve. And anytime you're winning almost 80% of the points on first serve against Novak, of course, the best returner in the game, you've got to be pretty happy with yourself. Winners to unforced errors ratio is outstanding given the conditions. Really blustery out here on Stadium Court. Great job at the net, 7 of 9 points won. But of course, the stat that kills Djokovic this evening, 30 unforced errors, of which 19 came from the forehand side. That was his Achilles heel tonight.
What a terrific way to finish our fourth round coverage today. Haas safely through to the quarterfinals, where he'll play Gilles Simon. So a golden opportunity to go deeper still in the draw here in the same bracket as Ferrer and Meltzer. Ferrer winning earlier today in straight sets on Stadium Court. Meltzer doing the same in 3 sets out on grandstand. So some fantastic tennis throughout the course of the day. Time now to bring you up to date with all of the results. Started with Ferrer and Nishikori on Stadium Court. Spaniard played really well. An intelligent match, very disciplined shot making. And Nishikori just falling away a little bit in that second set. Ferrer winning 4-2. Meltzer beating Ramos in 3. Gasquet beating Almagro 6 in the third. Of course, Murray beating Seppi pretty comfortably in straight sets, 6-2, 6-4. What a win for Burdick. Remember, saved match points yesterday before eventually prevailing for the second time this season. Today, a winner for the loss of just 2 games over Sam Querrey. Cilic beating Tsonga 5-6. Good win that for the Croat. Simon beating Tipsarevic, and Haas enjoying a straight sets victory over the top seed and defending champion. So a lot less tennis on offer tomorrow, but both matches should be very interesting indeed. Not before 3 o'clock local time. David Ferrer is back in action against Jürgen Meltzer. And then not before 9 o'clock local time, Haas will be back on Stadium Court against Simon. Well, I hope you've enjoyed our coverage here on day 5 at Sony Open Tennis for Sam Gore and Robbie Koenig. I've been Jason Goodall, and we very much look forward to your company again tomorrow. Until then, it's good night from a distinctly chilly Miami.